lot of technology that has influenced our lives before has been different. It's made things easier, it's kind of allowed us to do more work, but we've never really had to consider technology where there is intelligence built in. And that means there's decisions and choices that are built in. So the thing that we need to remember about AI is that AI is still built by humans. We need to build our own ethics and values into that technology that we're creating. And I think one of the big questions that we've got at the moment is, what are our values? And we need to have a global conversation with diverse stakeholders to actually go, what do we want? Do we want a society that believes in equality? Do we want a society that believes that we should look after the planet? Because if we don't all agree on that, and if different voices aren't heard in that regard, technologies such as AI are going to be programmed by the people who have the power at the moment.
The xFutures Lab is a range of things, but how we're currently framing it is a space to test out and experiment with different ideas around how we can make people feel possible futures so that we can create actions in the present.
It made me think about how these things that you think are desirable, things that you want, in fact actually could be actually really quite the opposite. And so that's really something that I took away from that, was thinking about how to really re-examine my goals, re-examine the things that we strive for, because in fact, they might not actually be what we want.
As you're going through it, you're thinking about, wow, okay, so if some of the things such as consumerism and, which is the big one for me, continue the way it is, this is what life could end up like. So yeah, definitely concerned, but it's a really fun it's really fun in terms of the way that it's done and challenges the way that you're thinking about certain things. So.
Doing something that's experimental and experiential helps us in a way that's much more tangible. And through that, we're hoping that people then can understand more about themselves and the kinds of values that are important to them and that they want to see actioned as part of their community and environment.
Thinking about the future is just thinking. It's conceptualizing and bringing it to home for people what it's actually could be like. We need to be able to create experiences, and that's the whole idea of experiential futures. We see more and more of the shift, sort of having these big documents describing what the future might be or what the impact is. I mean, they essentially have very little, they don't change the way in which we think. So I think it's critical to be able to have experiments or experiences that actually make us immerse in that, feel like that, and understand what it's like and how it is we need to think about it.
An experience is it's more than just kind of in your brain, but you're feeling and you're seeing and you're smelling and you're tasting, and it's a whole body experience compared to if you're just reading words and kind of discerning that in your mind. I would choose an experience over reading any time.
We've been making tools for millennia. We've been shaping the world, but we have some really important decisions to consider right now. And whenever we use tools and shape the world, we're making choices about what we're doing with the world, and more than ever, we need to keep doing that. The ethics is absolutely important.